Well, the wonderful thing about the Savoy is that the restaurants and bars have always played a big part in establishing the reputation of the hotel. And as part of this restoration, we've breathed a new life into the restaurants and to the bars and also made some new additions. But also I think people will be pleased to hear that we've kept a lot the same as well. So the American bar will still feel like the American bar when you walk back in. It's actually been totally restored, but it still looks and feels how the American bar was before we closed. The Terry O'Neill portraits will be back up on the walls. The grand piano will be here, the White Lady will still be on the cocktail list. But there's a new team of bartenders in place with Daniel Benruther, who's the new American bar manager.
The American bar, the Savoy, always been a very special place for me personally. Since I started working in the trade, I have been reading through the American bar cocktail book, and then when the opportunity came up, obviously I was more than excited to get the opportunity to run basically an institution.
The Beaufort bar, which is completely new, will be very different than the American bar. Whereas the American bar is all about classic cocktails, the Beaufort bar is all about champagne cocktails and cabaret. Shannon McCoy, the Beaufort bar manager, and her team will be serving a huge range of champagnes, both vintage and non-vintage. They'll be available by the glass and by the bottle, and also a wonderful range of champagne cocktails as well. Each night there'll be cabaret, there'll be live entertainment, and we're hoping that a few of the big names who have performed at the Savoy in the past will be coming back to make a reappearance.
We'll be bringing back the champagne punch, served in a beautiful big absinthe drip in the middle of the table. We're using lots of local products and lots of theatrical service at the table as well.
Savoy Grill is one of the, I think, the most iconic restaurants in London. It was Churchill's favourite restaurant. The Queen Mother frequented it. There's lots of stories about Clark Gable being in there, about Laurence Olivier first setting eyes on Vivian Leigh in the Savoy Grill. It's a restaurant that has great history.
To step into the shoes of Escoffier feels fantastic, but of course is a major challenge coming with it. Escoffier used to be the first executive chef here, and he has created world-famous dishes such like the peach melba. We carry on with this tradition in a certain way and feature these dishes in a bit more modern presentation.
The River restaurant, which is reopening, is probably a much more feminine room. It's a very modern Art Deco room. Has a bit of a twist, such as the leopard skin carpet. And Ryan Murphy's menu will be modern French. It'll be a restaurant that'll just be great for light lunches, elegant dinners, and again, you also have those stunning views over the Thames.
The whole idea for modern French is actually, say, classic French cuisine with just modern techniques, modern cooking techniques.
The Thames Foyer has always been the heart of the hotel. It's where we serve afternoon tea, and I think there's great anticipation about us reopening our doors and starting to serve afternoon tea again. We have Lionel Bethez, who is the pastry chef, who's going to be making these amazing cakes which will be served alongside the sandwiches and scones, fresh cream and jam.
What I am the most excited about is the day that I will crush my first croissant there. It explains everything, because when I crush my first croissant, I know if the day is going to be good or not. And I mean, how many times in a life have you got the chance or in a career to reopen a palace from scratch?
The Savoy is so important in the history of the hotel world, and I wanted to be a part of a reopening of something so grand and fabulous.
I feel very privileged to be in the position to follow in footsteps of the greats like Harry Craddock, Ada Coleman, Joe Gilmore. Very excited.
I think all our team basically have experience of working all around the world and are really bringing that experience to the Savoy. So I think we really will offer something that will appeal to everyone, whatever their tastes or palates are.